The 89sabers Mace Windu Lightsaber replica. Is it any good? Is it worth buying? Stick around and I'll take you through the packaging, a parts breakdown, quality, accuracy, and my final opinion. The packaging is nothing to call home about. You have a standard 89sabers black box with red and gold generic text and lines. On the interior, you have high density foam that did an okay job protecting the hilt in transit. I guess this is indeed a step up from what you can expect to receive from Solo's Hold, but not quite as decorative or premium as the boxes you would get from KR Sabers. First, we have the upper half of the body, which houses the switch assembly. This component is chrome plated, and overall, I do not have any gripes with the plating quality. It's okay. The black rubber textured component came pre-attached and appears to have decent fit and finish, although it is not perfect, and the upper edges of mine leave something to be desired. The QC appears to be somewhat overlooked in this department. Next, we have the inner tube that slides into the upper half of the body. It feels like anodized aluminum as it is rather light. This piece was done okay. It fits really well into the upper body, and there are no issues with anodizing. Then we have the lower half of the body, or the grip section. The grips came detached from the lower half. The grips are soft rubber backed with a double-sided adhesive. Putting them on was a breeze as they were pre-keyed. The lower gold-colored ring was glued to the hilt using E6000. The pommel is up next. The black rubber textured component came pre-attached, but again, I had to use some E6000 glue to secure the golden ring. The threading is clean, and the cover tech was done right. Correct to the prop. It's a ribbed, shiny golden piece. This part's really clean. The plating is clean. Not too much detail here. Next up is the emitter section. This is probably the most disappointing piece of the hilt for me. The plating is nice, the shape is okay, but for some reason 89sabers decided to put a screw in the top. This is not accurate to the replica. They may have put it there as a means to hold the acrylic piece in place for shine-through light diffusion. They did put two set screws strategically in the holes, which hides them well. Then we have the decorative pieces. These pieces either magnetically attach to the hilt or have to be glued in place. I'm using double-sided tape right now, as once they are glued, it will be a hassle to remove them, especially if you have to get to the internal electronics. Altogether, the threading is exceptionally clean and smooth. The clocking is not 100% accurate, but it's not terrible either. Overall quality is okay. It is a fingerprint magnet, and the fit and finish is not as good as something you would receive from a company like Solo's Hold, but overall, it's okay. From this angle, you can see how the inner tube slides into the upper body. The mechanism is also visible here. The switches are located behind the little bars, and the two outer switches lock on magnetically. It seems to be a 3D printed part, SLA probably. Or if not SLA, then one of those center type of prints. The last bit of assembly includes locking in the inner tube with the outer body via two set screws. Access is a bit tight, but it is manageable. One screw down. Second screw. Got it in. So, ultimately, should you get one of these if they become available again? Should you try to find one on the secondary market? Well, that depends on the price you can get it for. It is overall a nice hilt that suffers a bit from Chinese manufacturing quality control and has some inaccuracies that are hard to overlook. But if you can find one out in the wild for $250 or less, you can get a decent hilt for a decent price. I do not like the single vented pommel on the emitter. If 89sabers can take a lesson from companies like Watto's Junkyard and even Veracity Labs with their mom hilt and provide multiple hot swappable options, a really enticing buy. I will likely end up selling mine and waiting for Anakin Starkiller, Watto's Junkyard, or another one of the more premium hilt manufacturers to produce a more accurate hilt. Well, let me know in the comment section if you'd like to see a comparison video between the Master Replicas Mace Windu Lightsaber and the 89sabers. And that's all I have, so checking in, checking out, stay safe, and be good.